Hello guys, it is the second episode of Russia with Yulyasha. We are in Tver now. Do you remember I asked you to guess what city I'm going to visit by the photo on my Instagram page? Many of you thought that I would go to St. Petersburg, but you were wrong. I'm in Tver, and it was the river station. It is one of the landmarks in this city, but unfortunately I can't show you this landmark because it is under construction at the current moment. And now I'm walking along the Volga River embankment. Look, there are some souvenir shops and it is something written in Chinese. Maybe some of you knows this language, and please reply and write what it means. Thank you. Let's continue. Well, what do we know about this city? Tver is the center of the Tver region. In Russian it is called Tver Oblast. Oblast, it is approximately the same as states in the United States of America or provinces in Canada. You can get here from Moscow by car. It is approximately 200 kilometers northwest of Moscow, or you can get here by high-speed train named Lastочка. Well, what about the history of this place? Tver was approximately established at the same time as Moscow was. Tver and Moscow were very powerful regions which were competing with each other for the title of the main city of Russia. And back in those days it was unclear which of these cities would be the capital of Russia. Tver played no less role than Moscow did. The power-hungry and cunning local princes tried to subjugate vast Slavic lands, and the Tver rulers were one step away from a defeat in Moscow and declaring its capital the main city of Russia. And only after the Tatar-Mongol raids were over, Moscow gained power and conquered Tver. Well, nowadays Tver is a large economic and cultural center with its beautiful, wonderful and picturesque historical monuments of the 18th century. And Tver is famous for this embankment named after Afanassy Nikitin. He is a Russian traveler writer. He is famous for his travel notes known as Walking Over Three Seas. Interesting fact is that Afanassy Nikitin is one of the first Europeans to reach India. Guys, some travel advice for you. Once you have taken some pictures with this monument, you can walk along the embankment or the alley, or you can feed dogs, I guess. And if you're cold, because it's extremely cold in Russia, you can take a cup of coffee over there. And now I'm on the Tverskaya street. This street is an old and pedestrian street, and in every city, in every old city in Russia, there is a pedestrian street, and this street is known as Tver Arbat. This street was formed in the 18th century. It was completely destroyed and ruined by the fire, and by order of the Catherine the Great it was rebuilt, and now we can admire beautiful buildings of the 18th century. And there is some performance, but it is cold today, and I guess that artists don't want to perform. But hey, no, there is one musician here and he's not afraid of cold. Let's come closer. I'm completely cold right now and want to have coffee and lunch. And I'm lucky because on the Tver street there is one of my favorite cafes. It is Traveler's Coffee. Let's have lunch and coffee. It's warm here, great. Let's take a seat. Well, I've chosen my favorite dish. It is Norwegian omelette with salmon. Looks so tasty. The price is 289 rubles. It's about $4. It's not so expensive, I guess. Well, I have ordered it and I'm waiting for my dish. And now I decided to walk along the Tver street towards the Volga River Embankment. And I'd like to show you its beauty at night, and it's especially beautiful at this time. There are many historical spots and buildings of the 18th century, and there are many modern amusement sports as well. Well, let's just admire this view with me. Now we are at the Lenin Square. Know that every single city in Russia has a square or a street which is named after Lenin, and this square or street is mostly the main part of the city. And in Tver, it is a historical center which is surrounded by four main buildings of this city. The first one is original branch of Bank of Russia. The second one is a theater, and there are two governmental buildings at this square.